Happy Resurrection Day. I'm going to give you 5 good reasons to consider that the resurrection actually happened. First, Jesus' burial by Joseph of Arimathea. Jesus was buried in a known tomb by Joseph of Arimathea. This detail appears in early sources like the gospel traditions. It's unlikely to be invented since Joseph was a member of the Sanhedrin, the group that condemned Jesus. A known burial location sets up the possibility for verifying whether the tomb was empty. Number 2, the empty tomb. The tomb was discovered empty by a group of Jesus' female followers. In first century Jewish culture, women were not considered reliable witnesses, so inventing them as primary witnesses would be counterproductive. This detail appears in multiple independent sources. Even critics in early debates didn't deny the empty tomb. They tried to explain it as theft. Post-mortem appearances. Various individuals and groups experienced appearances of Jesus alive after his death. This includes appearances to skeptics like James and Paul, the apostle. These are reported in early creeds, in 1 Corinthians 15, for example, which many scholars date within a few years of the crucifixion. Group appearances are especially significant since hallucinations are typically individual experiences. The origin of the disciples' belief in the resurrection is number 4. The disciples came to sincerely believe that Jesus arose from the dead, even to the point of suffering and martyrdom. After Jesus' death, they were discouraged and fearful. Something dramatic must have caused their transformation into bold proclaimers. That belief in bodily resurrection was not something Jews were expecting in the middle of history. It was a surprising claim. And the fact that they were willing to die for that claim is strong evidence, because you might be willing to die for something you know to be true, but you would never die for something that you know to be untrue. The conversion of skeptics, like Paul and James, is number 5. 2 key figures who were not initially followers became convinced. Paul the apostle, a persecutor of Christians who converted after an experience he interpreted as seeing the risen Christ, and James, initially skeptical of Jesus' ministry, but later became a leader in the early church. These conversions are difficult to explain. Apart from genuine experiences, they believed were encounters with the risen Jesus. The resurrection is the best explanation of these facts, but there's an even better explanation. The best evidence for the resurrection of Jesus Christ is your own testimony. I was bipolar, a self-hating, angry, verbally abusive, and abrasive drunk, drug, and P-word addict who always tried to control everything. I nearly destroyed my family, but when God showed me how wicked I was, I saw how I deserved hell. I broke down in a puddle of shame and salty tears that soaked the carpet of my bedroom. I said, Jesus, if you're real, then you have to take my life, or I'm going to. He said, I'll take it. In that moment, I knew him, and he knew me. He had proven to be more real than any person I know. If you want real proof of the resurrection of Jesus Christ, surrender your life to him. He has proven his existence to countless believers throughout history. And when you come to the end of yourself, when you realize you deserve hell and call out to him to save you, he will show you that you were worth dying for. He came back for you.